Need some coins for that God Squad you've always wanted? Check out redzonecoins.com for cheap and fast coins. You can use code ZERK for 10% off at checkout. Get 1,000,000 coins for $45.
The whole thing wobbin', wobbin', wobbin'. When I come around, got the whole thing wobbin'.
What's going on, guys? It's Zirksee coming at you today with another YouTube video, and today I want to talk to you guys about how to make coins day one of Madden 21. If you guys have not seen my last couple of videos, I've been going over things you guys can do to be ready for Madden 21. I already did a video going over what to do day one of Madden 21, so definitely check that video out because it does kind of go with this. I'm not going to discuss exactly what you should do first thing when you get the game. This is more so about how do you make coins day one and what do you do with those coins to make even more coins. Now, I do want to give a shout out to Flare Rifties for being a part of the Noti Gang. If you guys want a chance to be shouted out in the next video, drop a like in the vid, make sure you guys are subbed to the channel, turn the notification bell on, and comment down below Noti Gang. Now, some things I want to say. First up, if there's any other videos you guys want me to make, keep prepared for Madden 21. Anything you think I may have some insight on, I can give you some tips on. Comment it down below. I'm definitely open to any suggestions for any videos you guys would like to see me do. But we obviously don't have any Ultimate Team news at this time, so we don't know exactly what are going to be like specifics in the game in terms of rewards for things, players that we get from, say, the Journey, the Gauntlet, everything like that. But keep in mind, the Mutt database will be tweeted out, or not tweeted out, but really just put out by Mutthead sometime soon. It usually is put out like a week before EA Access. So, I mean, today is the 10th. I'm guessing it's going to be out within the next 5 days. I don't know for a fact, but I'm guessing the Madden Ultimate Team database will be out over on Mutthead, hopefully within the next 5 days or so, and that's going to be big. And then they usually drop like all the core elites, and then every day they'll release like flashbacks, heavyweights, veterans, legends, gauntlet rewards, stuff like that. So that'll be really good. And of course, I'll have a ton of videos out for you guys then. So Madden 21 news right around the corner. Madden 21 right around the corner. Make sure you guys are subbed. Turn the notification bell on. Let's get into this. And speaking of Journey, Gauntlet, and all the good solo challenges, essentially, that is something that I think you should do day one to try to make some coins. Something that I personally do. Immediately after, of course, I open up some packs for you guys to get that content out of the way. This is one of the first things that I immediately jump into. Now, it is really a toss-up between Journey or Gauntlet, but Journey and Gauntlet are definitely a very, very good way to, first up, get some coins, get some packs here. You guys can see if we take a look. Tier 1, you get a gold player pack. Tier 2, you get a gold player pack. Tier 3, you get a gold premium. You get 25,000 coins right there. A gridiron player pack, 25,000 coins there. Then, of course, you get Michael Thomas. So we don't know what player exactly it's going to be, but we'll figure that out. Then we get 80 training, and then of course if you get 200 stars, you get the completion token and a gold premium player pack. That of course is Madden 20. Madden 21, maybe it'll be even better rewards. We don't exactly know, but this is a good way to get some packs. Of course, like day one, if we're talking EA Access, talking day one is in like August 28th when the game actually releases. That can kind of change the value of the packs depending on the day that you actually get that. But this is still a really good way to do this, and something that I really like to point out about the Journey and also the Gauntlet when it comes to Michael Thomas, the Gauntlet players that you guys can go ahead and get as well. It's kind of important that you get a good team, because if you get NAT players, you're obviously stuck with them, right? So what's a good way to make coins? Saving coins, because if you have Michael Thomas, then you don't need to go ahead and buy another wide receiver on the auction house because you already have a pretty solid wide receiver. Then of course you want to go into Gauntlet, you want to get all these done, and any other solo challenges that are out depending on what they actually drop. NFL Epics, Baker Mayfield, Deacon Jones, that was good. I mean, you literally could get quite a few starters just from playing these solo challenges to start out the year, get some coins, and get some power-ups as well, depending on what solos are going to be out. If there's some sort of solo challenges out that give you some power-up players, definitely looking at doing those. But also, when it comes to playing solos, you get Mutt level. Now, of course, at the beginning of this year, you can max out at Mutt level 50. This is something I actually did in the first couple of days of having my hands in the game because it's pretty easy to find a quick way to level up. And of course, I will definitely be dropping a video for you guys going over how I level up so quickly because I'm sure I'm going to find a very, very easy solo challenge to do pretty quick. So when you do the journey, you do the gauntlet, you do everything like that, you definitely get yourself some Mutt level going, and then you get some more rewards. Level 2, you get a player pack. Level 3, you get a 2,000 coin reward. Level challenges there, you get a theme selector token for the theme builders. Level 6, you get 3,000 coins there. Level 7, new solos. You guys get the point. You get a bunch of packs. You also get power-up passes, which are key. Again, not necessarily making coins, but more so saving coins on players that you would go ahead and buy. Now we also have got these Mutt level player packs. Now, of course, the thing is with the Mutt level packs, the quicker that you get them, the better value they have. There are some ones you can buy with points, and then, of course, some ones you can buy with coins, but they tend to be at a cheaper value with the coins, right? So if you spend a little bit of coins on them, you can get 80 overall Cam Newton for less than it actually goes for on the auction block, so you can make a little flip like there, depending on how quickly you actually get the pack. So Mutt levels are definitely really, really important. You get the power passes, you get packs, you get player packs you can buy with coins or points if you want to spend some points as well. You get coin quick sells. There's really no downfall to doing Mutt levels, and of course, another big thing is the level master. So we don't know exactly who the level master is going to be, but you can get that player maxed out instantly. Now, one thing I do want to mention is theme builders slash theme diamonds. So this year they were a little bit different. The way you actually got them was, of course, you would get the selector tokens. You go in here to unlock challenges, and then you unlock a solo challenge sequence, and you can get the 86 overall theme builder players like Amari Cooper, Darius Slay, those players. But I will let you guys know that if there is some sets similar to the theme diamond sets to start off the year, which we've seen sets like this at the beginning of the year prior, so there may be something like this. If you want to go through, and this is definitely something that you can do, and snipe these cards. You can definitely get them for maybe people that don't know they go into sets or know how valuable some of the cards are. If you guys remember a couple years ago, there was a fullback on the Giants, Henry Hynoski. He had like I don't remember what overall it was, like some gold card. It was like a 300k or 200k card, and that card would get sniped so many times because people just didn't know that it had that much value for the set. I don't remember what set it actually, I think it was DRC. I think it was like a DRC set for the Giants. I think it was like Madden 17, I want to say. Might have been Madden 16, but I'm pretty sure it was Madden 17 with him, with that Henry Hynoski card. But that's just something that's similar and translates over to the next couple of years here. You can snipe elites, you can snipe gold cards if they are valuable and they go into sets. You just keep your eyes open because there may be some sets like this, and that's a quick, easy way to snipe a card that actually goes for 20k for 5k. Now, the next thing and the final thing that I'm going to tell you guys about is something that you can really do at any time, right? You're not really going to max out your Mutt level day one, is what it is there, but you can definitely work on that. And I mean, you can technically. I think it takes me usually like 8 hours to go from, say, 50 to 60, 60 to 70, something like that. But 1 to 50, honestly, don't remember how long that actually takes you to do. I don't know if you're going to have enough time to go ahead and do that in one day. But this right here, you can do it anytime. You can stop playing solo challenges for a minute, hop on over to the auction block. This also goes for if you guys are going to be opening up packs. This is pretty important. So if you're going to be opening up packs, this is big. And in general, if you have coins and you've earned those coins, how do you make more? And of course, the way to make more coins is simply investing. Now, of course, when it comes to what players do you want to actually invest into, this is where I think it can be of assistance here. Now, I will be telling you guys this, when Madden 21 does come out and the database comes out and everything, I definitely will be making videos going over the players that I think may be best to invest in. It's kind of hard to exactly predict which players are best to invest in until we see what players are actually in the game, because something that definitely changes prices of players is legend cards, right? We need to see what base legends are in the game. We need to see how many high overall players of that specific position are there. Players, and there's going to be one specific player and a couple of specific players I'm going to go over from this year that you will see their prices jumped up for pretty obvious reasons. Now, someone like Aaron Donald, right now, if we take a look at what his price was looking like when he first came out, you guys see about 240, he went up to 270, and he peaked at around 290k, right? So Aaron Donald had a decent jump. He didn't have a huge jump. He didn't shoot up like twice his price or whatever, strictly because with Aaron Donald, he is a right end. There are a lot of other good right ends in the game. We also had other defensive ends that were legends like Michael Strahan, and then immediately we got Reggie White. So you saw some people like take one of those guys and flip them over to the right side. Aaron Donald is a pretty good card, but the issue is there were other players you could get there that would give you somewhat similar production for a little bit less price. Alright, so Aaron Donald wasn't a crazy good investment, but he did come up in price. Let's take a look at another player that was a high overall to start the year in Khalil Mack. You guys can see this was his chart, right? So Mack actually started off at about 235k and then peaked immediately at 270,000 coins. One thing I want to tell you guys about investing, you can't go broke taking a profit. So if you see a player go up in price, you see them go up enough that you feel comfortable selling them, definitely sell. Okay, that's one thing I'm gonna hammer into you guys and let you know this. Sell players when you can take a profit. Don't try to hold on to them to maximize profit, because you may go to bed one day and you can make 50k on that card. You wake up the next day and now you're losing 10,000 coins. Pretty simple. Now here is another player I'd like to take a look at. Now the thing is with Von Miller, he actually was the Series 1 master, right? So he had a little bit more value than players like Khalil Mack or Aaron Donald. As you can see by his chart, he was actually kind of lower here to start off the first day, at about 150k, 145k, and then he actually shot up to 195,000 coins and hovered around 170, 180 for quite a while because he was the Series Master. So if we get a good Series Master, maybe take a look at what card they have. Now this is one that I actually really want to take a look at here and kind of explain why I think I'll be staying away from quarterback investments this year. And it's pretty simple. MVP edition of Madden 21 gives you Lamar Jackson. So I do not trust any quarterback investments because I feel like most people are going to be getting Lamar Jackson. Now the thing is, on day one of EA Access, I don't believe we will be getting our pre-order bonuses. We will have to wait until the game actually officially releases. So whatever day you go ahead and get the game, based on what edition you get, is going to be when you get those pre-order bonus, I believe. So if you get it with the MVP edition, that's the day you should get Lamar Jackson. So people will need a quarterback throughout the first couple of days of EA Access, whatever. But the thing is, we may get one through solo challenges, so we'll just kind of have to see about that. But you guys can see with someone like Patrick Mahomes, of course, he was about 200k. He actually shot up to about 245. So not a massive increase. But I really don't know if we'll see quarterbacks shoot up in price that much, because so many people are going to have Lamar Jackson, who is probably going to be a top 3 overall quarterback in the game, you'd imagine, with Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Lamar Jackson, and Lamar's probably going to be the fastest. I don't see how there can be another quarterback faster than Lamar Jackson, so I don't really trust quarterback investments. Now, this is a player that I think is super important for anyone that wants to make some investments for Madden 21. This is the type of player that you want to get. Jadeveon Clowney. Now, the reason why Clowney is so important is because at the beginning of the year, we don't have a player like Lawrence Taylor in the game. We don't have an insane right outside linebacker pass rusher, right? We had Khalil Mack and Von Miller both on the left side, but on the right side, we had Jadeveon Clowney, right? So the thing is here, if you can get a player like Jadeveon Clowney out there, maybe even Jadeveon Clowney again, honestly, maybe a good one if there's not another good right outside linebacker pass rusher, you really want to get those players that maybe aren't even the highest in the game. Clowney's only an 86 compared to some of the base leads that were a little bit higher, and of course the legend overalls, but Clowney was still one of the best players in the game, and you saw everyone with the top teams having Jadeveon Clowney on their team. That is why his price went like this. As you guys can see, his price started off day one at about 90,000 coins, and he peaked at 150k. That is a nice profit for anyone that invested in Jadeveon Clowney. Now, I will say 2 positions that I am not very keen to investing in on top of quarterbacks is a running back and wide receivers. Now, the reason I don't think running back and wide receivers are very good investments is because there are so many different good wide receiver and also running backs that you could potentially go ahead and pick up. Even someone like Saquon Barkley, who people thought was going to be a really good running back, and he was a good running back at the start of Madden 20, you can see his price, yeah, it kind of just went down immediately. It went up slightly day one, but then just boom, 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 immediately down, and then it peaked. But the peak that it had there at about mid-September wasn't even as high as it was at the start of the game. So the issue was that there's just so many other good running backs. We have players like Ezekiel Elliott, Todd Gurley, Marcus Allen as the legend. There's a ton of different options you can go with, and the same thing with wide receivers. We have players like Julio, the free Michael Thomas that we got, Tyreek Hill, OBJ, Stephon Diggs. that none of the wide receivers or running backs really went up in price much at all. You can see that even kind of holds true for Todd Gurley, who was the highest overall running back this year. As you guys can see, on day one, he actually was about 135K, but then he actually shot down to 100,000 coins right around here. Now, he did peak back up at 129, 160. I don't exactly know why he did peak up around then, but I will say halfbacks and wide receivers, as well as quarterbacks this year, I don't really think are going to be some safe investments. And again, just to showcase for you guys, this is Tyreek Hill. You can see he actually peaked right there at around the second day. He actually paid, this is probably still during EA access right here, at about 170,000 coins. And then, of course, you can see he went down, went back up to 160, and then just continued to plummet down. Because, of course, someone like Tyreek Hill, he's all about speed. As we get faster wide receivers in the game, more cards come out, he loses value pretty quick. And just to showcase for you as well, another wide receiver aside from Tyreek Hill, let's go with DeAndre Hopkins, who was an 88 overall to start the year. You guys can see it right here, his price graph, it really just kind of fluctuated. Immediately went down, 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 up a little bit, peaked slightly ahead of where he started the year off, but then immediately down, up, down. But now let's go over some other players I think would be some pretty good investments. So you really want to try to find those lower overall players, maybe 80 to 82, 83s, that are pretty fast, honestly. Speed is a pretty big thing when it comes to investments with these players. I'm going to let you guys know one player right now that I think may be a pretty decent investment because I don't think he's going to get a higher overall card. Darren Waller. I think Darren Waller may be one player we see shoot up in price, but any big name players that maybe don't have crazy high overall cards that are pretty valuable. Now, of course, a Kittle, he also had that team builder to start off the year, which was big with his price going up. You guys can see he definitely had a big price increase. He started off at about 25K on day one, and he ended up peaking at around 42K about a week later. So Kittle is a great one. Now, of course, speedy tight ends are not the only thing that ended up going up in price. Also, speedy user linebackers. Now, especially with how bad usering is going to be, at the beginning of Madden 21, we already know they didn't really touch it much from the Madden 21 beta. So going with a good speedy middle linebacker to actually invest in maybe wouldn't be a bad idea. You can see even someone like Deion Jones, he started off the year about 30K and he peaked at 50,000 coins. So Deion Jones went up good in price. We'll see what middle linebackers are out there. And of course, someone like Patrick Peterson is always a very sought after card. Now, he was only an 85, so he wasn't crazy expensive to start off the year, like someone like Jalen Ramsey. But you guys can see he's about 60,000 coins, and he peaked at about 88K. Now, the same reason why I'm not big into investing into running backs, wide receivers, or quarterbacks is the opposite of why I think you should invest into special teams players, because there's not very many options like Justin Tucker, Greg Zuerlein. You guys can see their prices went up quite a bit. So day one, you can see Greg Zuerlein was about 20,000 coins. He peaked at about 32K, which is a 50% profit. And then, of course, the best kicker in the entire game to start off the year was Justin Tucker. And you guys can see he had a price tag of about 80K on day one. And then very shortly, he shot up to 160K. So you would have doubled your coins there with Justin Tucker. So hopefully that helped you guys out with kind of deciding on what players you may want to look into investing. Once we do get the Mutt database, I can definitely go a little bit more in depth about what players I think may be really good investment. So we'll see exactly how that turns out. But I hope this video did help you guys out, and hopefully you can make a ton of coins in day one of Madden 21 Ultimate Team. So that being said, guys, I hope you did enjoy the video. And if you did, make sure you guys drop a like on the video, and of course hit that sub button down below. I'll see you guys next time.